Today we're going to talk about simple and very powerful home remedies that will not only help you prevent hair loss, but also help you regrow the hair back. You know, losing your hair is a devastating experience, and you want to try natural things first before you try medication, simply because there are side effects. Now, the first two things I want to talk about: did you know that the fluoride in your water creates significant hair loss as well as acne in your skin? The fluoride that is supposed to be good for our teeth actually destroys our hair. What you really want to do is just get a simple shower head that filters out fluoride. In fact, fluoride also blocks your thyroid, and a hypothyroid condition can very easily stop your hair growth. All right, the next thing you need to know about is your shampoo. Sulfates. Sulfates destroy protein, and your hair is made up of 91% protein. So if you're exposing your hair to sulfate shampoos on a daily basis, you're literally creating all sorts of problems and inhibiting hair loss. So you really want to make sure you get a sulfate-free shampoo. Let's first look at the mechanism, how most top hair loss medications work. They basically block an enzyme to inhibit DHT, which is a powerful form of testosterone that tends to burn out the hair follicles. And people that have too much DHT get this condition called androgenetic alopecia, which is pattern hair loss, both in males and females. Onion juice is a potent natural inhibitor of that enzyme. So you dilute it in water, okay, like a 50-50 ratio, rub it into your scalp and let it set for 15 minutes, and then you would wash out your hair. All right, green tea, same thing. You would make some green tea, dilute it by 50%, rub it into your scalp for about 15 minutes, then wash it out with shampoo. Now, the next potent inhibitor of this enzyme is rosemary oil. There's one study that I found that showed that this oil is comparable to Rogaine as far as the effectiveness for preventing hair loss. And so you would take rosemary oil, rub it into the scalp, and leave it on for about 10 to 15 minutes. And you would actually leave it in overnight. And then in the morning, take a shower, shampoo your hair. Now, another inhibitor of this enzyme is just zinc. Maybe you're deficient in zinc, like a lot of people are. So the best food for zinc is oysters. Start consuming some oysters a few times a week. But zinc is also in red meat. It's also in seafood. It's also in eggs. But red meat and oysters have the most zinc. The old-fashioned home remedy, apple cider vinegar. You don't want to put concentrated apple cider vinegar on your scalp. It's going to burn your scalp. You want to dilute it, like 1/3 cup of apple cider vinegar to 1 liter of water. And you can rub it into the scalp, and it actually will help clean up some of the pores that may be filled with sebum, which is an oil that can be preventing the follicles from growing properly. In addition to that, apple cider vinegar is acidic, and so is your scalp. So apple cider vinegar can help reestablish the pH of your skull, which can actually support the friendly microbes or the microbiome in your scalp. You don't want to create an environment where the outside of your skin is so sterile, because you have millions of microorganisms living on the outside of your skin helping you. And when you sterilize or clean your skin too much, you can end up with all sorts of problems, including hair loss. What if you go on the ketogenic diet and you start losing hair? That usually means that you're not consuming enough protein. That's the number one cause. There's some other things you want to look at as well. Number one, trace minerals. Especially trace minerals are minerals needed in very small amounts, but they're very, very essential. So either consuming food high in trace minerals like sea kelp or shellfish, or fish from the ocean, and sea salt will add more trace minerals to give the hair what it needs to build. All right, the other key vitamins that are needed in larger amounts when you're on the ketogenic plan are the B vitamins. And so there are a lot of links between a B vitamin deficiency and hair loss. So you want to make sure you're taking enough B vitamins. If you have too much estrogen, that can affect your hair. This is why women, when they go through their menstrual cycle, tend to lose hair. This is an excess amount of estrogen. And so one of the natural ways to help regulate estrogen is to start consuming cruciferous vegetables. Another great way to regulate estrogen would be to take sea kelp, because when you take sea kelp, you get more iodine, and iodine also regulates estrogen. If you have a slow thyroid, a lot of times you'll lose hair. And one of the key trace minerals for the thyroid to support it and help convert T4 to T3 is selenium. And the best food for selenium is Brazil nuts and seafood and seaweed or sea kelp. Now, if you do sea kelp, you also get the iodine that's also good for your thyroid. Increase your vitamin D. You want to get more sleep, and you want to start exercising to reduce stress. Stress is a huge problem with your hair. In fact, a lot of people, if you ask them, when did you lose your hair? After an emotional, stressful event, because you're spiking cortisol, and cortisol is very damaging to proteins. Now, a couple things you can do if this is your situation. Start taking more vitamin D. In fact, you just need to be out in the sun more if you can do that. More vitamin D can greatly help your hair and lower your stress. In a lot of hair formulas, they add silica. Silica gives the hair its strength, and most spring water has silica, like Pellegrino. You can even buy silica-rich water, which is really good for the hair. In fact, you're probably going to notice that your skin, your hair, and your nails will all just start growing and become very strong if you start consuming silica. If you are female and you have polycystic ovarian syndrome, you have to realize that one of the big side effects is hair loss because you have this spike of androgens, and that's coming from insulin. So just by lowering the amount of insulin, you can help lower androgens and help prevent hair loss. So start going on a low carb diet. That's called the ketogenic diet, as well as doing intermittent fasting. If you look at a lot of remedies for hair loss, they always add biotin. Now, what's this biotin? Biotin helps proteins in your body, especially hair. Biotin will help regrow your hair and prevent the loss of hair. And biotin is made by bacteria. Your own gut makes biotin. And so many people, after they lose the gut microbiome, start losing their hair because they don't have the microbes to make biotin anymore. Sauerkraut has 100 times more probiotics than most probiotics. And the good bacteria in sauerkraut survives the acid in your stomach. Plus, it gives you massive amounts of vitamin C, which is also needed to help grow proteins, specifically collagen and keratin. So sauerkraut on a regular basis can greatly help you reestablish your microbiome in your gut, help give you vitamin C, and give you more biotin.